Now, children, moving on to the next and the last type of sentence, which is the compound complex sentences. Okay, so here, if I write, I go to the mall, or for that matter, if I say, she went to the mall and she bought some vegetables, although they were costly. Now, this sentence I have written here, but before the explanation of this sentence, let me tell you the feature or how to identify whether the sentence is a complex compound sentence or not. So, in a compound complex or complex compound sentence, there will be two main clauses. Okay, it has to have two main clauses plus one or more subordinate clause. Okay, so you can say um, one or more subordinate clauses. For example, now if you look at this sentence, she went to the mall. All right, here went is a finite verb, and this part of the sentence is making sense. So it is the main clause. All right. Now, if you say, and she bought some vegetables, even this part of the sentence is making sense. So, and the verb, finite verb here is bought. All right. So, this is also a main clause. All right. Two main clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction, which makes a sentence compound sentence. But we are talking about compound complex sentences. And complex sentences are those which have one subordinate clause, one or more subordinate clauses. So we can say, although they were costly. Now, this is not making sense in itself completely. It is dependent on these two main clauses. So here this is the subordinate clause. Okay, so this is the subordinate clause. So sentences which have two or more main clauses, okay, or minimum two main clauses and one or more subordinate clauses are called compound complex sentences. Is it clear? Now, I will be explaining you again. Now, here the formula for the verb. Now, like we have been discussing about the formula for the compound sentence, simple sentence. Here it is 1 plus 1 plus half plus half. Okay, so 1 for the main verb, this one verb for this other main clause, and half for the other two subordinate clauses. Okay, so if we summarize, now I want to summarize what we have learned today. Okay, and I'll take an example of a bachelor. I hope all of you know who's a bachelor. A bachelor is a person who's not married. Okay, so if we talk about simple sentences, if I say simple, okay, here, then compound, then complex, and compound complex. Okay, now like I discussed earlier, simple sentences have got only one verb. So simple sentences are very simple and happy, like a bachelor man. So this is a bachelor man which I'm drawing. Okay, he's very happy to be single. So because it has got one verb, one single finite verb. Whereas a compound sentence, like I told you, it has got 1 plus 1. Now, this happy man is no longer happy when he gets married. So, now this is that single happy man. He is still happy because he's getting married. His life is going to change. So, this is again a main clause. Okay. his wife. So here compound sentences have got two main verbs. Now once they get married, they have lots of tussles, and now the wife says, okay, I'm not going to live with you anymore, and she decides to divorce him. Okay, and also they have a son. So here in the complex sentence, as we said, only one principal clause, that is one verb and a half verb of the subordinate clause. So this man is sad because his wife has left him, and again his wife has also left the little toddler with him. Okay, so this is this small baby of hers which is staying with father. So one and a half verb. Now compound complex sentence is as I call it, it's as a happy family. Why I call it a happy family? Because it has got 1 plus 1 main verbs, means verbs of the main clauses, and half for the other two subordinate clauses. Okay, so that's a happy family. Then the lady, she decides to come back because she thinks that the child is suffering, and the man is again happy. It's a happy family. Okay, she decides to come back. All are happy. They got 2 children now. Here, so children, it's very, very simple. If you go by the verb, it's very simple to identify whether a sentence is a simple sentence, a compound sentence, or a complex, or the fourth one. If in a sentence it has got one finite verb, then it's a simple sentence. If in a sentence it has got 2 finite verbs which are joined by a coordinating conjunction, then that's a compound sentence. Then if in a sentence that is one finite verb and the other is also a finite verb, but it is joined by a subordinating conjunction, then it is a complex sentence. And compound complex is the mixture of both of these. That's why I call it a happy family. Okay, so I hope children this topic is clear. You all are expected to do all the exercises of the book. Try it. I'll be discussing the solutions in the online class whenever we have next. Thank you.